Welcome back to another episode of the Rock Solid Sports Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Today is Wednesday, June 5th, and we had a great UFC weekend.
Mm-hmm. It was a great fight.
A lot of good fights, a couple stinkers, one almost broken arm, maybe a broken arm, I don't know. We got the NBA Finals coming up soon, I think tomorrow actually.
Oh, yeah.
NHL Stanley Cup Final coming up, and a few other things. We'll hit Gambling Corner recap at the end. Cold brew hot topics. Let's do it.
We gonna make it, baby.
Rock solid. Rock solid. Rock solid. Rock solid. Rock solid sports.
Welcome back to another episode of the Rock Solid Sports Podcast. We are now in June. This past weekend, UFC 302. What a great weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get into it. I mean, some great fights. We saw two belt fights. One, Islam and Sean Strickland. Both got their titles back. Both got their belts. We'll start off with the Kevin Holland fight. He fought, I'm going to butcher this name greatly, Michael. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Yeah, something crazy. It was honestly a pretty decent fight. It did get submitted by an armbar in the first round, so it was over pretty quick. Kevin Holland did win, but it was really a good fight until Kevin Holland did that. Michael, we're gonna call him Michael for this part. He was actually putting up a hell of a fight. Looked like he was in total control for the whole first round, but Kevin Holland kind of just seemed to laugh it off.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really get to see the fight all too much, but from your description of it, if it sounded like that good of a fight, it just seems like he got put in an unfortunate situation and kind of got locked into something. And when you get into a submission with somebody who's that technical with it, it's going to be kind of hard to get out of it.
He got him on the ground, and Kevin Holland, you could just see him smiling. And once you saw him smiling, it was kind of you kind of knew it was going to be over. He put him in a disgusting armbar. I think he might have broke his arm. I don't know for sure, but I think it did snap because when the ref saw it, Michael was trying to pull his other arm away from that, trying to pull that elbow away with his other arm, and I think it snapped right there. And I don't know if the refs thought it was a tap or if he just saw him try to grab. He missed the grab and tried to do it again, and I think he saw a double tap, and he was like, "Okay, we got to end this."
Yeah.
But if you look at the replay, Kevin Holland looked like he might have shattered his arm.
Yeah.
The second fight. We're just doing the ones that matter. No offense to any real UFC fans. Just the last three fights. Sean Strickland cost a fight. That fight was an absolute snooze fest.
Yeah. I mean, even for someone like me who doesn't really, know the true logistics of fighting, you could tell that it was just kind of them just bouncing around, getting a couple shots in here and there, but just nothing really to write home about.
No, I mean, everybody I think was expecting a more exciting fight, especially with Sean Strickland. His last 2-3 fights have been very exciting, but he kind of was just in control the whole time. And once it got to round 4, he kind of just took his foot off the gas. He was trying a bunch of crazy shit. He was, I don't even know what you call those. You know what they call those kicks that he was trying? Just jump in the air and try to Sparta kicks. Is that what they call them? It's something like that.
Superman kicks?
I think it's Superman punch Sparta kicks. I think I could be wrong, but yeah, he was just literally trying Sparta kicks for the last 30 seconds. Which, as funny as that is, everybody wanted to see them, fight, kind of like the BMF, in 301 or 300. Everybody just wanted to see them, throw hands at the end. And Strickland was just bouncing around like a little rabbit.
Yeah, no, he just wanted to obviously defend that title. I mean, at some point, you kind of just got to do what you got to do if you want to walk away with the belt and the money. I mean, it's smart. It's not entertaining, but it's smart.
Trump went 0-34 the day before, but Sean Strickland made sure he can get 1-0 for him. He made that very clear in the post-fight interview. The last fight, I think probably the best fight of the night, Islam Makhachev, Dustin Poirier. I think a lot of people knew that Makhachev was going to win this fight.
Yeah.
Poirier put up a fight, though. It wasn't as bad as some may think. If we're looking at the stats here, the total strikes, 147 to 104 in favor of Islam. 81 to the head, only 53 to the head for Poirier. Poirier really attacked the body. He had 18. Makhachev only had 7. But then you go look at the ground stats.
Mm-hmm.
Islam was in control on the ground for 10 minutes and 23 seconds. Dustin Poirier, 30 seconds.
Yeah, no, watching the fight, it really did seem kind of like, Poirier was fighting hard and he was trying to make it a good fight, but at no point did you feel like he was really ever going to take it. It was a really good fight, though, and he kept pushing, and sometimes you are just not as good as the person you're going up against. So you got to give it up to Poirier for standing in there as long as he did. I think I don't remember.
Went 5 rounds.
Went 5 rounds, which was a lot shorter than a lot of people thought. Everyone was thinking about 3, I think. It didn't end up doing that, but it was just a good fight. Poirier, maybe never had that really good of a chance to win it, but he fought hard and kind of gave himself a slight chance there at the end.
Yeah, no, it was actually really cool to see. There was in the bar we were in watching it. It was a lot of smack talk. A lot of Poirier fans, obviously here in Colorado, just in America in general, but a lot of people wanted to see Poirier get that last one.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if people haven't watched much of Islam, but they thought once Dustin got a couple of those body shots that like Islam was just gonna roll over, but that's not Islam's game.
Did you see Khabib in the corner?
Oh yeah, Khabib was he was ready to go in there himself, but no, Poirier, we all knew once it got to the ground it was gonna be over. I think everybody in America knew that if they watched any ounce of UFC. The second Islam, I think, got him down there in that 5th round. I think Dustin knew it was too late too. Like. Everybody knew. It was just he was doing great. First 4 rounds, he was attacking the body. He's getting a lot of honestly good shots. He made Islam leak a little bit on the forehead. I think Poirier's nose broke. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it was just another dominant performance for Islam. He continues, to keep his belt. I don't really see many better fighters than him right now, besides maybe like John Jones.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a good search to try to figure that out. I mean, we got a bunch of. Coming up, we're just going to have to figure out who it is. But, it's going to have to be somebody really good because this guy does not like to lose. And, he's a proven winner. And, he's just going to fight everybody, no matter who it is.
Bears?
Yep, literally. He'll do whatever he has to do with that Russian blood of his. Just going to keep pushing.
So, hopefully, not bad news. Well, real quick, do you have anything that you want to say on UFC 302? I know you were watching on the beach, but...
Yeah, it was hard to focus. I think you guys summed it up, though, pretty much for me. Hit all the points.
Yeah, so UFC 302, it wasn't the greatest card, but it honestly, no UFC card really disappoints when you get to the nitty-gritty of it.
Yeah.
Something that I hope doesn't disappoint us because it's been really circulating. UFC 303. There's been a lot of speculation on, is this going to happen? And we were talking about it, obviously, when the news first came out. Got announced that Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor were going to be fighting at the end of June. Mm-hmm. It's kind of up in the air now.
I thought I heard something that said he pulled out.
No, nothing's official yet.
Nothing's official? I just saw something on Twitter, but I guess you can't really always trust what you see. But it doesn't look great, to be honest with you. It's just one of those things where not a lot of good news coming out of the camp of McGregor. And I think a lot of people really want to see him fight. But, a lot of us don't know what he was doing for these past few years when he wasn't fighting. And
I think we know.
Yeah, but everything in between that. It just seems like the UFC really isn't something that you can take a very long break from and then just hop right back into and be that main card type of fitness level. So I don't know. We'll have to wait until we hear something official. But we always have wanted him. We want to see him fight. That's the biggest thing, and it's going to disappoint a lot of people if that doesn't come to pass. But
As of right now on ESPN, it's still up that they are fighting in Las Vegas. But Dana White's been quiet after all the speculation. I know people have been asking him, but he hasn't really said anything about that. Michael Chandler was posting stuff on his Instagram story about, God is good or some stuff like that. Yeah. And then Conor McGregor is posting stuff about how he loves his family and stuff, which nothing's wrong with that. But, when there's something looming in the air, everything's up for speculation. Another cool thing, I don't know if you guys saw this, UFC's coming to Colorado.
Yeah, that's a huge deal. Do you guys know when the last time that was?
I believe Dana said 2018.
Yeah. No, this is a great, city to bring it to. There's a lot of fight fans here, and, that's a place where people are definitely going to show up and show out. So I think it's a very good business decision to bring it here. It's going to be Ball Arena.
Yeah, Ball Arena.
Yeah. So, that's going to be... It's going to be a real spectacle there.
July 13th, that will be at Ball Arena. Macy Barber versus Thug Rose. I think obviously all of us are big Thug Rose fans. Yeah. She is a little older nowadays, 31. Macy's only 30 or only 26. Other than that, their stats are about the same. Same reach, same weight, same height. If I have the chance to go, I'm definitely going to go. I don't know. I haven't looked at the prices yet.
Probably pretty steep.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Considering it's the first time since 2018.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like the greatest card, though. Again, no UFC card really disappoints. I don't even think it's just a fight night, so it's not even like a huge card.
Yeah.
But like the fact that we have it back in, Denver, Colorado, it's something special.
No, that's pretty cool.
Because, maybe one day, we can actually get a good fight here and a good card.
Yeah.
Let's just call it right now. UFC
312.
No, that's too close. 346. That's my guess.
346.
Right.
What's your guess?
I'm gonna say around the same time. Say 350.
For a main card fight in Colorado?
Yeah, like UFC 346, like one of the numbers.
Yeah, I get you. I think I think it's going to take a minute. I think I'm going to go 380.
380.
Yeah.
Are we going to be alive by UFC 380? I obviously know it's not that. That's not that far away, but like
we have like 5 this year. 10.
We've had what 299 through 303 just until June. So that's only 4.
It's for a year, 10 years. It's 80 years, right?
Yeah.
80. Yeah,
10 years. I mean, we'll be alive, hopefully.
I sure do hope so.
That's a long ways away. No, but yeah, looking forward to that. Even if I don't go, I mean, I think Colorado will be pumped to have that. So, NBA Finals start tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Some big matchups, some big stars. Boston Celtics, Dallas Mavericks. First game tomorrow in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a great matchup. I think there's some real special talent, some really good players, some really good role players on both sides of the spectacle. What's your predictions off rip, and what are your thoughts? Thoughts initially. We'll get predictions at the end.
Yeah. So thoughts initially for me is I'm excited to see how these first, I want to say like 2 games go. I don't want to say just 1 game, 2 games. These are 2 teams that have more or less kind of rolled through the playoffs and gotten here. Not with ease, but like
one of them with ease.
Yeah. No, Boston was definitely with ease, but Mavericks, I mean, they had a couple scares, but nothing really ever came to pass on that, and they ended up rolling all the way here. I don't know. I think the Mavericks are they feel more hot right now than the Boston Celtics do. I think the Celtics are just better than everyone they've played so far, and I think that's kind of led them to a lot of their victories, but I think we're going to have to see how the Mavericks come into it. Have they kept that adrenaline going? There's a pretty big break between their last game and this one. We're going to have to just see if they keep that momentum going, because the Celtics are a cruising missile of just like attitude and hype and everything you need. The Mavericks have been gaining that and building that over the past few weeks, getting all these playoff wins. But if they can keep that going, I really can see the Mavericks taking it. But if they slow down at all, the Celtics will take over.
I love the storylines in this finals. Last year, there wasn't really, as much as I loved obviously seeing the Denver Nuggets in it, there wasn't many storylines, some will say. I mean, there was the Spoelstra, being back in the finals, Michael Malone, his first one, Jokic, possibly getting his first one, Jimmy Butler still on the search for his first ring.
Mm-hmm.
That was all last year. Oh, and can't forget, which brother is it? Is Markieff Morris? Jokic knocking the shit out of Markieff Morris like 2 years ago, and then them getting to play in the finals. But no, this year I think the storylines are huge. Like Kyrie being back in Boston. Obviously, I think one of the last times he was there, he stomped on Lucky the mascot. Center court. The city of Boston doesn't probably have the most love for him, and I think he's like 0-11 since he's left Boston against the Celtics, which is a crazy number. Porzingis, playing against his former team in Dallas. There's a lot of great storylines. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kyrie, Luka. It's the battle of those, perennial players. But when you look deeper into it, whoever wins this is huge for Luka and Tatum.
Yeah.
Whoever wins this is going to be, stapled higher, at least for the years to come, which is huge for these teams and the fans of these teams. Like, they're talking about legacy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is the first finals I can think of in a while, other than, I mean, just in a while in general, where I don't really mind whoever wins, to be honest with you. Like, I think I have my favorite, which is the Mavericks. I would love to see the Mavericks and Luka pull it off, but it would be just as cool to see Tatum and Jaylen Brown win it as well. So, it's just, it's one of those matchups that I think as long as it's just not a blowout by either side, I think everyone's going to have just a really good time watching it. It's one of those finals that you don't get too often where even if your team's not in it, you tend to just kind of lean towards it because it's such a good matchup and it's two teams that I think a lot of people wouldn't mind seeing win it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I really have no bad blood in this race. Usually there's the teams that, if they beat the Nuggets in the playoffs, I'd kind of be like, I don't want them to win.
Yeah.
But like, it would be cool to see Luka win. May not be good for legacy talks going forward for like Jokic's case, but in general, I mean, yeah, I think it's gonna be a great matchup. The winner, obviously, huge legacy on the line. Obviously, more years to play for both of them, and the loser, they're gonna be there for more years to come. The winner, obviously, whoever wins the series. The loser, Grant Williams. Regardless, he played for Boston last year, played for Dallas at the beginning of this year, and somehow he's on the Charlotte Hornets right now while both of his teams play in the NBA Finals.
He must have done something in a past life that just has come back to bite him in the ass right here. I mean, that is just perfect bad luck. Like that is almost like someone's playing a joke on him. It's ridiculous. Did he play half the season with any of these teams?
Yeah, I think he played half the season with Dallas.
Yeah. So he will get a ring if Dallas wins.
If Dallas, one, chooses to give it to him, and two, if he chooses to accept.
That's what I was going to say. Didn't they hate him? Isn't that why he left? He was like a locker room
their
cancer.
Their fans, I know, hate him, and I think the rumor was Luka was annoyed by Grant Williams' antics. Which,
well, I mean, so
well,
the way I'm looking at it now, with the bad luck that he's had, he might get a ring if the Mavericks win. The Celtics odds just jumped up way higher in my book after hearing that horrible road of misfortune that he's run upon. So
he had one of the greatest Eastern Conference Finals performances in that Game 7 against Milwaukee 2 years ago. Yeah. They ended up going to the finals, losing to the Warriors. He was on the Celtics last year. They get eliminated, obviously, by the Heat. There was that great video of Jimmy Butler and Grant Williams talking shit, headbutting in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. He ends up signing with the Mavericks on a pretty big deal this year. A pretty decent amount of money for Grant Williams, and NFL money, some would say. Not great money, but NFL money. And then he gets traded for P.J. Washington at the deadline, which P.J. Washington has been huge for the Mavericks. So I know Dallas fans love it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I just don't think Grant Williams and his family probably enjoy this. But
not at all.
Yeah, who cares? But yeah, what are your thoughts on this matchup for the finals?
I think it's going to be a good matchup. I was looking at FanDuel. I can't believe they have the Celtics at minus 225. I thought it'd be a little closer.
For the series or for the game one?
Damn, the whole series, yeah. Minus 225 for the Celtics, and the Mavericks are plus 188. I think it's closer than that, personally, like a lot closer.
Damn, I was going to have you guess the spread, too, for the first game, but now that you're probably looking at it, not fun. Okay, so I guess we'll go predictions for this matchup. Real quick, poor Dallas Stars. At least they have one team in the finals, but Dallas, they could have had it. Yeah. They could have had the double parade. All right, what's your official predictions? We'll go winner and by game, and let's pick finals MVP.
Okay. So I think that the Mavericks will come into this with that same adrenaline, that same high that they've been running on. I mean, you're not just going to come in and roll the Celtics, though, so I don't know. I think I'm going to have to go Mavericks in 6. I got a really good feeling like they're going to pull that off. It's either going to be 6 or 7, but I'm going to lean 6. I think that the Celtics are good, but I think when the rubber hits the road, who knows if they're going to be able to match up as well with them. But, time will tell, and we'll see how the game plays out. But for finals MVP, I mean, I feel like if the Mavericks win in my, thought process, I feel like there's only 2 guys that can win it. And I have a hard time seeing Luka not walking away with it if they do go ahead and pull the series out, which I think they will. So, yeah, I got Mavs in 6 with Luka winning the finals MVP.
Your picks.
My heart wants me to say Mavericks. I think that guarding Luka and Kyrie, especially at this point in time with how hot they are, like you said, is going to be hard. But I find it hard to not see the Celtics winning it at the same time. I'm going to go...
Great analysis.
Thank you. Celtics in 7 with JT winning finals MVP.
I like where your head's at. I'm totally with you. I think this is going to be one hell of a series. Quick nugget. I know, pardon my take, said it, but I'm just reading it right now, so I wanted to repeat it. I forget how many years it's been since there hasn't been somebody that formally played for the Washington Wizards on a roster that won the NBA Finals. Luckily, whoever wins this year, Daniel Gafford's on the Mavericks and Porzingis is on the Celtics, so it will stay alive. Last year, KCP, Jeff Green, Ish Smith, that was huge. I forget the year before. Probably was Otto Porter for the Wizards or for the Warriors. So I think it goes back like 8-9 years, something like
Jesus.
that. So whoever wins that, the Wizards are a winner too. I am going to take Celtics in 7 though. I think they both split. I think it goes 1-1, 1-1. So I don't think any team sweeps at home the first 4 games. I think each team will win 1 at home, 1 on the road, and then from there, I think it will be the home teams will win. I think Boston will win in 5. I think Dallas will win in 6. And it's going to come down to 7. As much as I've been disappointed in this multiple times, and I think Boston fans probably even worse, that there's some games the Celtics just don't make shots.
Yeah.
I have a very crazy feeling that Game 7 in TD Garden is just going to be electric. I have a feeling that they're just going to like rain threes and maybe even beat them by like 20.
Yeah.
I think the first 6 games are going to come down to closeout games, which worry me with Luka and Kyrie being on the other side.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm not trying to bet against them, but I think the Celtics are the better team. I think Derek White, Jrue Holiday, them being an impact on defense and leaving Tatum and Jaylen Brown being able to actually save their energy for the offensive end, I think that's huge. I don't know who they're going to put on Luka. There's no good matchup for Luka in the whole NBA, so it really doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm going to say Celtics in 7, and I'm going to say Jaylen Brown, Finals MVP.
I was about to say when you said JT, I actually was going to turn around and say I think Jaylen Brown's going to. I think Jaylen Brown is kind of set up for like a huge series here, and I think that might lead to him winning it if the Celtics go ahead and pull out the series.
I think the Mavericks defensively, I think their focus is going to be a lot on Tatum, how to stop him. Even though he's been pretty mid in these playoffs, he's still obviously, I think, the second best player in the series, maybe third, depending on how you look at it, just with how Kyrie's been playing. But Tatum's still an All-NBA player. Jaylen Brown was snubbed from the All-NBA. He also is the highest paid player in NBA history. Tatum will get the highest paid player title after this year, regardless of what happens. But Jaylen Brown, I feel like they're just going to send too much focus on Tatum. And then they just have so many guys. Like Porzingis being back, huge. Derek White, great playoffs. Jrue Holiday, that playoff experience, the championship experience. Al Horford's been great since Porzingis has been out. I just think their team is deep. I've talked to some inside sources with the Celtics. They did say they are more excited than nervous. But they are a little nervous, but more excited than nervous. He said there's going to be a lot of special players on the floor. I totally agree with him. He said it's going to be exciting. I also agree with him. But I got Celtics in 7.
Yeah, I mean, Jaylen Brown's got 1 finals to win 5 of them. So, I mean, that'll fuel somebody to play pretty well.
He has to win 5 rings by the end of 2024. So he has to get this one. He has to get married.
Yep.
The Olympics, they give out medals, but we'll count it.
We count it. Maybe Finals MVP.
Finals MVP, we'll count that one as well.
Maybe he can, back order one of his old high school rings.
He probably has one of those.
School ring.
Probably has one of those. I would say he can get divorced and then get married again, but then he loses the ring.
Yeah, and you know how long divorces might take. He can't. That might stretch beyond 2024.
Unless he gets it an annulled.
Maybe he marries 2 women.
Yeah. Or maybe he does like a cosplay as like a Lord of the Rings character.
Gets all the rings.
Yeah.
He's the Lord of the Rings. Well, we wish him luck in getting 5 in 1 year because I don't fucking think that's going to happen.
No.
He'll be lucky if he gets this one. So, regardless, I think it's going to be a great series. That does start tomorrow. Everybody tune in. It'll be on ABC, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Will we have this out by tomorrow, you think?
I don't know. We'll see how tired I am.
You guys might be watching this on Friday. If you are watching this, let's just say who has the script for Game 1. Let's just say it right now. Who wins Game 1?
So
no, who already won? Oh, geez, my bad. My fault, guys. Who already won Game 1?
Okay, so the Mavericks won. I mean, Kyrie and Luka went crazy. I mean, they both combined for 65 points.
Okay.
Porzingis actually, got a little hobble there at the beginning of the game. He came back in the third, but he just couldn't pull it together. JT, he did everything he could, but when you only put up about 17 points in a game, and Jaylen Brown, I mean, he did his best with 25, but he just couldn't pull it together. It was a close game, but the Mavericks winning by I think it was 5.
5.
I think the Mavericks winning by 5. It was a hell of a game, and I think we're set up for a great series.
Yeah, that would be absolutely fucking
He
insane.
hit them all.
if we look back on this, and if any of those predictions are right, honestly, I'll be very happy.
That'll be clipped by tomorrow for sure.
Well, okay, cool. All right, what's next? Let's do the Stanley Cup Final. I think it also going to be a hell of a series. Hold on, let's give a round of applause for Joey real quick. Oh wait, we got all right, all right. That's enough. We still have 4 more games to win, but my prediction of the Eastern Conference. Hey, I say we. Everybody knows I'm an Avs fan, but my prediction was that the Florida Panthers were going to win the Stanley Cup this year. Mm-hmm. They are in the Stanley Cup for the first time since last year. Yep. They are playing the Edmonton Oilers, which, if you do me a favor, what's the last time that a Canadian team has been to the Stanley Cup or won the Stanley Cup? I think the last time was 2007, and I think they lost.
I think it was more recent. I think it was more recent than that they've been, but I don't think they've won since '97.
Let's hear it.
We'll hear it from Statty Daddy.
So yeah, or before last year.
No, first Canadian team.
Yeah.
Or yes, last Canadian team to win Stanley Cup. This is great podcasting here. If I can find this before you, I'll be very upset.
He's got other things on his plate.
Last Canadian team to win the Stanley Cup.
1993, the Montreal Canadiens.
Just pulled it up, too. Okay, so 1993 was the last time that a Canadian team has won. We now have another chance for the Edmonton Oilers to do it. Mm-hmm. Great matchup ahead. Florida Panthers, Edmonton Oilers. First game is in Florida on June 8th, so that'll be in 3 days from now. That'll be what, Friday, Saturday? Great matchup.
Oh yeah.
Some great stars in this one as well. The Panthers did defeat the Rangers in 6. The Oilers also defeated the Stars in 6. Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts initially for this playoffs?
I gotta say I'm gonna have to go. My gut leans Florida. I think the biggest reason for that is the past 2 rounds they've been in have been, I don't know, it's going to be a good one. And then they end up just coming back and just doing completely fine and then winning the series. So they're just a hard team to beat. Edmonton's hot, but I don't know if they're, as hot as Florida's been right now. I think, Edmonton has kind of had to, fight a little bit more for theirs a little bit. But that's not to take anything away from the Panthers. They're just a good hockey team. I think we're in for a good series. I know it feels like every time we say that, someone gets rolled, but I think we are in for a good series with these 2 teams. I think they're both have a lot of fight in them. They both got 2 great fans that have
fan bases or fans.
2, 1 on each side.
Oh. Four great fans.
4 great fans. But I think that might just push them through, man.
I just yelled in this mic. I'm so sorry for whoever's listening to this. That was hilarious. That so went over my head. Oh my gosh. Great video. If you haven't seen it on Twitter, go check it out. Hockey is all the way back. If you know, you know. They have 4.
It's like a Brazilian soccer game out there, man. It's a Wild West down these hockey games, brother.
4 very great and beautiful big fans for these teams. The Oilers one, that was hilarious. I think the Florida one was from a few years ago, but the Oilers lady taking the internet by storm on what night was that? That was probably last Thursday or Friday. Mm-hmm. You have no other thought? Yeah, I need you to speak on this.
I mean, dude, I don't know what else to say. Yeah,
great front porch.
It obviously helped. I don't know. The vibes have been immaculate since then, man. I don't know. There's just been a wave of support coming over.
Oh my gosh. Great front porches for the series. he's actually in tears. I'm in tears. All right. That's so went over my head the first time. I'm actually in tears. All right. If any women are listening to this, I apologize. What we're referencing is some lady flashing the broadcast the other day during the last game of the Oilers series. Twitter just ran with it. It was great for the jokes. It was hilarious. Great scenes over there in Edmonton. That's it. That's enough boob talk. All right. Great. All right. Fuck. All right. So there's some great players in this series.
Hey man, you're Florida Panthers, brother.
All right. Welcome back. Sorry about that. We had a little technical difficulties. I think our camera overheated. A little too much headlamps talk. But we will get back on track. Let's talk about the matchup. The stars in this, I think, is crazy. Just like the NBA, the star matchups in these Stanley Cup Finals is huge. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Tkachuk, Barkov. The list goes on and on, obviously. There's some great players in this series, and I think it's going to be so electric no matter who wins. I think you already gave your pick. You said Florida, right?
Yes.
This is the first time you've picked Florida all playoffs.
I think it is, yeah, because, I mean, most times when we've been making our choices, they've been kind of not out, but, like, not looking very good.
Yeah.
And then ever since I've said that they were going to lose, they would just turn it around almost immediately and start winning. So
We'd have to maybe go all the way back, and I don't think, obviously, we will, but I don't know if you picked them over Tampa. I don't remember.
I don't know if we... Did you make picks on that?
I think we did. That was a while ago. That was almost like 2 months ago.
So that would have been like around the time when we started.
Yeah, but like I don't know if you picked Tampa. You picked Boston, and you picked the Rangers.
Yep.
Joey has picked Florida all the way through, and we have arrived. What are your thoughts on the Stanley Cup Final?
I think with that, either you can't ride with Florida or you can't not ride with Florida at this point.
Which sucks.
They've shown otherwise the entire way. So we're riding Florida.
All right, so your pick is Florida. 6, 7, 4, 2, 1, 3, 5.
Lean 5. I don't know why. I just feel like they're on a hot streak. They're playing really good hockey, but they also tend to drop a couple. So I think I am going to bump that up to 6. But I don't know if it goes to 7 because they tend to fall on their ass and then get right back up and be just way better than the person they're playing. So I think I'm going to take them. Edmonton's going to give them a fight too. So I'm going to go 6.
Your final pick, final prediction.
I'm going to go Florida in 7. I think we're going to have a killer series here.
I don't even know what I'm leaning towards, which is crazy. I can't go back on it now because Edmonton really impressed me last series. Connor McDavid, we're going to clip this. Connor McDavid's last game, he had an assist and a goal.
Yeah.
Insane. We're going to only clip his goal.
McDavid. Dissect steal. Walks in front of the shot and scores!
Oh my gosh, Connor McDavid is a wizard.
Yeah.
Real quick before I give my prediction, is Connor McDavid, we both obviously picked Florida, but like this is his chance to finally get one and cement himself with some of the greats.
Yeah.
Is he still going to be the guy? I know you guys took your picks, but like, is he still going to be the guy that is known for, after the series, known for being, still have not won the big one? Even if you're going back on your picks, like, just in your heart right now, do you feel that Connor McDavid going into June 25th, the last game after Game 7, last day, June 25th, will Connor McDavid still be the guy that has never got there?
You know, I do think Florida's going to win. So I think that is going to continue to be a narrative. But I think where a lot of people in that conversation are, you know, they were really, really good throughout their career, but they can never get it done in the finals or whatever they're doing. I don't think that's going to be the case with Connor. I think people are going to look back at him and say, you know, he never won one. He never got one, but it wasn't because of his play. There was not, you know what I'm saying? There's not much more he could have done to give his team that chance. So I think when they look back, it is going to be like after that game, I think he's still going to be that guy who just hasn't gotten one yet, no matter how great he is. But I think people are going to look back and say he may not have one, but it's not for a lack of trying because he was the guy who was always out there busting his ass to try to get it done. So no matter what happens, I still think he's going to be remembered as great.
What about you? Again, I don't even think it's a knock. He has a lot more of his career to play. I think at least another 7 to 10 years minimum, I'd say. What would you say on Connor McDavid's legacy so far? I mean, it's not a knock on him. It's just like in your heart right now, do you feel that on June 25th, is he still going to be known as that guy that hasn't won the big one?
I think, like I said, I won't go back on my pick. I think he is. But like you just said, that's what my biggest thing was going to be. He's only 27. He still has a lot of time to prove otherwise. So I don't think that it really puts a knock on him right now by any means. How many times? I guess I can look it up. Do you know how many times he's been to the Stanley Cup Finals?
0.
This is his first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this really does. I mean, he's there. He made it. I don't see him slowing that down by any means.
I don't know who the next guy will be, too. If Edmonton does win this, I don't know who the next guy up will be. That's the guy who hasn't won one. Because, McKinnon's won one, Crosby's won one, Ovi's won one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's that next, great guy that we put at that tier. It might be a goalie, honestly. And speaking of goalies, real quick, before I take my pick, this is a great goalie matchup. Stuart Skinner versus Bobrovsky.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Bob can get it done because last year was, again, kind of rough to see him have the great playoffs he did. And then at the very end, it kind of just folded. But that was Vegas. So, I mean, and Vegas was loaded last year. With that being said, my pick is going to be, I'm sticking with them. As much as Edmonton did really impress me and they do scare me, I'm going to go with the Florida Panthers. I'm going to go 7. I feel really confident. I think they could end this in 6. Not going to lie to you. But I think Edmonton is clicking on all cylinders right now. I think they moved Draisaitl to the second line, which has been great for them.
Yeah.
Having McDavid run that first line with all the talent around him and Draisaitl kind of leading that, second line against the second line of defensemen of the last couple series they played. It's going to be really scary. I'm not going to lie. I do think Edmonton has the star power, but I'm going to go with Florida. I think it's their time. The difference is kind of, we talked about in every sport. You gotta be in the big game, lose it, and then you get that experience. You come back, you win it. We've seen that all the time. A bunch of teams throughout the years. I think this is Florida's year for Kodak.
Are you becoming a major Florida Panther fan?
I support them.
Okay.
They're just exciting to watch. They've been so exciting since last year. I remember watching it in Chloe's house. Shout out to Chloe if you're listening. Watching it with, I think it was me, her, and Isaac, I think. And we were watching the Stanley Cup. It was, I think, game 1, I believe. And it was Florida versus Vegas. And Bob was he was electric. It was so fun to watch. Seeing Tkachuk, I know Tkachuk has that great story, about, being in St. Louis. He has his brothers. Him and Jason Tatum have a chance to, they both went to the same high school. They both can win their respective, championships. So I don't know. I like the storylines. I think it's Florida's time. I think Connor McDavid has years to win his. Obviously, who knows? But I think he has some years. So I'm hoping for the Florida Panthers. So yes, to answer your question, yes. Also saw it like that. Shout out Kodak. So, any other sports news that you guys want to recap?
Well, we didn't talk about the lifetime ban.
I was gonna,
Oh, whoa. We'll get there.
All right.
We'll get there.
College World Series coming up. I mean, my alma mater didn't do it. They couldn't pull it through, but my favorite team did, which is Georgia Bulldogs. They're in Super Regional right now, playing against NC State.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, and Vanderbilt got knocked off by the only High Point University.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
rough ending for them. But yeah, no, we're coming to the end of that season. Everyone's gonna start kind of locking in here as we go along. The weirdness of the WNBA continues.
I was gonna say that's the only thing I had to say.
Yeah, it's just such a interesting period where it's like that one girl knocking Caitlin Clark off her feet.
Chenedy,
what a name. But no, and then just like they were like, she's just all she can do is shoot threes when I think she literally had more stats than her in the entire game. It just seems weird. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, Angel Reese's most recent comments, I think she needs to learn how to say things more properly, because I think I get what she was going for. Because her whole quote was, when they look back at this point in the WNBA and this history, it's not just going to be her, it's going to be me. And I think that came off as, I'm more important and you should look at me. Whereas I think she meant, you're going to be looking at me, you're going to be looking at Cameron Brink, you're going to be looking at Mule, you're going to be looking at all these different players. But yeah, it came off so bad, and it just didn't hit the ear right at all. It's just like everyone is so pissed that like they're not the person that is in the spotlight right now. And it's starting to just boil up into, it's going to end in something really ugly that just doesn't look good. And right as the WNBA was looking like it was about to launch, it's probably just going to fail, because it's just, everyone is just going against each other. And there's no, realistically, the Aces are the only team that have shown any love to their rookie. Like that video of Nika Mule.
Kate Martin.
Oh, no, I was talking about the video with Mule where she puts her hand on that girl's hand and she like shoves it off and like wipes her leg off. And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what's going on? Like, but yeah, no.
The Aces love Kate Martin.
Oh yeah, no, that's
awesome
there.
to see.
Yeah, but it's like there's just not that same welcoming vibe to these girls that are coming in and bringing this huge audience, and all the audience is seeing is just
the negative
drama.
Yeah, I think two things real quick. One, Asia Wilson, absolute baller. I think she's averaging like 26 and 11 or something like that for Vegas. She's been dominant for like the last 2 years, straight out of college too. And I think she's gone back to back, straight out of college.
Yeah,
she's amazing. I think she should get more credit for what she's doing for the game. She doesn't really get a lot of credit. Another thing, a little more negative. Angel Reese is shooting like 35% from the field.
Yeah,
No,
I think in the last game she played it was 25.
no offense to her, because the way I've talked about women's basketball on this podcast, nothing but respect, especially for a lot of them are 10 times better than me. I could shoot better than 35% in a women's NBA game. I truly believe that. Only maybe just straight threes, probably. Could I do anything else on the court? Fuck no.
Yeah.
I'll give them their respect for that. They're playing defense better than me. They're rebounding better than me. I'll probably be more physical because I haven't played basketball in God knows how many years.
Yeah,
I'm shooting better than 35%.
yeah,
Maybe not the volume that she's shooting at. And if I wasn't shooting better than 35%, I just wouldn't be talking the way she is. No offense to her. Again, I think she's actually great for the game. Every game needs a villain, and she's going to be remembered. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
she's changed the way college basketball, women's college basketball is looked at. She won a national championship. Great, nothing but respect to her. If I was shooting 35%, probably wouldn't be talking that much.
Yeah, and back to your comment with Wilson and how good she is and how big of a baller she is. It's like that's what you want
To hear
to
about.
be on the media. That's what you want to hear on Twitter. That's what you want to hear about. But it's being so overshadowed by everyone trying to reach for the limelight and like trying to be the person that everyone's talking about and doing whatever it takes to do that. And like her just I can't get over her just knocking her to the floor. It just doesn't make sense.
And then Angel Reese celebrating after.
Yeah, and it's just like
get it.
I don't get it. And like I'm not on the thing of like, take it easy on her because she's getting on. No, like play her tough, but don't play her dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like don't just knock her off her feet because you want to get on the news, because you never are, because you don't play good.
And if they are playing dirty, let's make it about basketball.
Yeah.
Let's not make it about they're playing dirty because, they're jealous of her getting all the attention, all this. They're playing not dirty. They're playing physical because it's competitive.
Yeah, and
it's
I
a
mean,
sport.
As much as it probably does suck for these WNBA players, you have to realize that the people who have come over to watch these games came because of Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where maybe you don't like it and maybe it's not the best news you've ever heard, but it's the truth, and that's what's going on. It's like her, Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, all these girls. Like those are the reason people are coming over, not because Chinity is out there, which from her track record that I've seen, it's like the team she got drafted by, she got removed. She got cut for conduct detrimental to the team, and then she did that like 2 more times. Like she has not been good on any team she has played for thus far. So it's like it just seems like a desperate ploy to try to get in front of a camera.
A couple things real quick just before we get off women's basketball. The USA basketball did release their women's 3v3 Olympic roster. I don't think the men's has this. I don't believe so. They might. But Cameron Brink, Haley Van Lith, Ryan Howard, and Sierra Burdrick, the 4 players that made it on the USA 3v3 women's team. I think they won last time we had the Olympics. So with Cameron Brink being on the squad, prime Dwight Howard, I expect them to. I expect them to win. So unless they play Serbia and somehow Nikola Jokic has like a family member playing for Serbia, but other than that,
Nicole Jokic.
Nikola Jokic. I don't know.
Why would her last name change?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, we can't say Nicola.
Nicole.
Nicole. Oh, I didn't know you said that. Yeah.
Nicole Jokic.
Men's does do it.
Men's does do it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think it's NBA players.
No, Jimmer Fredette,
Oh fuck yeah.
Canyon Barry, Kareem Maddox, and Dylan Travis.
Barry?
Who? Jimmer Fredette.
All I heard was
only
Jimmer
name.
Fredette.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's what I like to hear.
They've been doing it with each other since 2022. Wow.
How about that?
It's good to hear. Oh, there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. What was it? Oh yeah. Not that it's important, but Jake Paul and Mike Tyson got postponed.
Yeah.
And then he cried in the rain.
Wait, what?
I said, and then he cried in the rain. Y'all see that video?
Yeah, Jake Paul crying.
This is just such a, I don't know. The problem is that he's 90 and he shouldn't be fighting anymore. And I think
He's 58, I think. And I'm pretty sure Dana White said today on Flagrant, that podcast, that he said there's just no way in hell Jake Paul should be fighting an almost 60-year-old.
no,
Exactly.
I mean, I think that,
He has an ulcer, for God's sake.
yeah, I think what's going to happen is like just from the presser that they did too, it seems very friendly. Doesn't seem like any bad things are going to happen there. But if I had to guess what's going to happen in that fight is they're going to walk out for the first round and they're both going to try to knock each other out. And if it doesn't happen, then they're just going to kind of pace the fight out. And then whoever wins. But I don't know. It's kind of just like one of those things where it's just boring. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just you want the only reason you would want to watch that fight is to watch Jake Paul get knocked out by Mike Tyson, and it's not going to happen because they're not going to try to make that happen.
No. There's no reason to watch it besides the fact that it's on Netflix and it's very accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, soccer talk. Do half a minute of soccer talk.
Sure.
Real Madrid won the Champions League.
Yeah.
All right, that was soccer talk.
And what's his name? Mbappe.
Yeah, Mbappe, I think officially going to Real Madrid finally because I was told that they're the only people that have enough money to pay him.
Yep.
That's what I was told. So I know, pardon my take, said it. I think Real Madrid's won 15 now Champions League titles. I think the next closest team was 7, and what team was that? Milan, I think they said.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yeah, that's soccer talk.
Soccer talk. We'll keep a tracker going throughout the rest of the podcast. Our life in it. It's just like whenever we talk about it, try to beat the personal best whenever we talk about it.
I think that was like 30 seconds. So
I think it's pretty good.
make sure you write that down. Maybe we'll talk about soccer when the Olympics come up.
Yeah.
Probably not.
World Cup.
Yeah, World Cup. What's that, like 2025 or 2026?
No, I don't care.
Yeah, who gives a shit? All right, that's soccer talk. All right, let's get to an ad read, and we'll get to our segment section after. Deuce.
Summertime is here, and there's no better way to get it kicked off than buying some Slove merch. They just had a new drop. I've had the chance to see it myself, and it's really awesome. Everyone should go out and definitely cop a piece. Right now, they got a deal going on in the store where if you buy the full sweatsuit, you get a discount on a lot of select items in the store. Are you ready to spread love? Join Slove in creating a world where love triumphs over hate and fashion meets compassion. Follow them on Instagram at slove.co or their website, slove.us. That is SLUV.us.
Welcome back to the segment part of the show. Today we're just going to do a little gambling corner recap. That's for the second week in a row. Are we sick of gambling yet?
It's one of those things where you can get as sick of it as you want, but I'll never be able to go away. Someone call it an addiction. I call it persevering. We got to keep pushing. Every great win is sitting behind a horrible loss. So that is my terrible advice for the day, for sure.
I agree. Okay, let's do a recap. You could do your recap of your pick last week first.
We kind of talked about it when we were making them last week, how there was nothing really super exciting going on there. I hit on Islam winning, which, it wasn't too much, but he got it done. And then, I think I bet on him to win by TKO. That didn't happen. I just didn't know too much going into the fight, so I was just kind of throwing some out there that kind of felt right. But I mean, I got the one, so I mean, that's all you can really hope for.
Yours.
Mine hit. Surprisingly, I think it's the,
Yeah.
it's the first one that we got. We had Kevin Holland straight money line, Sean Strickland by decision, and then Islam by submission. So, hey, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Damn right, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock right here. It always is. That clock does not work
At all.
Nope. All right, so my picks. I did win one of my parlays. It was only plus 100, but I think I came out with like $20 extra, which, hey, $20 extra, I paid for my tab while I was watching the fights. So I did have Kevin Holland and Strickland in a parlay. That one was plus 100. They were both just straight up. And then I had Poirier win by knockout. That was trying to be the big money maker.
Yeah.
Did not work. Obviously, I didn't really think it was going to, but again, you got to take chances.
Yeah.
So I don't know when our next gambling corner will probably be. Probably either before, hopefully, UFC 303, I'd assume. And then the next one after that, God knows. October.
Might have to pull out some futures.
Yeah, some NFL futures or something. All right, let's do our last segment of the show, and we'll wrap it up. This week, cold brew hot topics. We haven't done this in a while. Yeah, let's crack this open. Last time I messed up on this, and we were all over the place. All right, your cold brew hot topic, Jackson.
Mine is Tucupita Marcano has received a lifetime ban from the MLB for gambling on baseball, which just every time you hear about it, it's the stupidest shit you've ever heard in your entire life. But he was making $320,000 a year and decided to put it all on the line for nowhere near what he would have ended up making for the rest of his career. He is actually the first active player to be banned since Jimmy O'Connell in 1924.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Jimmy O'Connell.
100 years.
Yeah, 100 years. I mean,
Whoa.
it's just, the last big name to really get the lifetime ban was Pete Rose. But that's when he was managing with the Reds. So it's so stupid. I mean, they had 4 other guys got caught up in it too, but they only received a year ban.
David Fletcher is still under investigation too.
Mm-hmm. So, and yeah, if the Oakland Athletics luck couldn't get any worse, their pitcher Michael Kelly 1 year. So
yeah, but who cares?
it's just I don't know. Every time one of these wraps around, it just doesn't make any sense. With we just had the thing with Jonte Porter,
Shohei.
I still think that's the most fishy thing ever that it got wrapped up that quickly. I know, but it's over now. That everything was just like, oh yeah, it was all him, and it was just poof, gone.
It was.
Okay.
He pleaded guilty.
Yeah, I would too. MLB probably had a gun to his neck. So, but yeah, with Jonte Porter just doing it recently in this, I mean, it's just like they're just like, this is a problem with gambling being legalized. I was like, no, this is a problem with mid to low level players trying to make a buck from something. It's stupidity. It's
Even though they're making way more money than the average person.
Yeah, it's stupidity, not accessibility. I mean, like, especially now with how it's like so monitored and there's no way you can be under the radar with it and everyone can track you to whatever. It's just, I don't get it. He was making $320,000 a year and he was probably just going to keep doing 1-year contracts for the rest of his career and make a bunch of money. So it just doesn't make any sense to me.
What was this guy's name again?
Tucupita Marcano.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's so selfish. There's so many people out there who would kill to be able to play a sport for a living and make $320,000 a year and more than that maybe. It's just so many people who kill for that and to selfishly try to make just a little bit more money just doesn't make any sense. And I don't know. It's just another stupid way out for another player.
I want to recap his betting stats too. I don't care about his major league stats.
Mm-hmm.
He was 10 for 213, I believe, or 10 for 231 in bets. That was, 4.3% of bets he got right. I could do better than that. I don't know what the hell I know he was betting on some of his own games. I promise you, he had inside information. I could have bet on 231 of those games. Yeah. However much he bet on, I would have won at least 4.4%.
No, yeah. And I mean, if you have that much money to throw around, why not bet favorites for a shit ton of money that are going to hit?
Or just bet different sports.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing because I think they can do that.
I think some sports are allowed to bet. I think you are allowed to bet on different sports, just not your own.
I think as long as it's not your sport, you can bet. So I'm like, dude, just go do that. Or, dude, just go to a casino.
Yeah.
You obviously have a gambling itch. Just go to Vegas and gamble there. Like, it doesn't make any sense why there's
California
so
has a couple casinos over there too. I don't know about in San Diego.
Everywhere's
But
got casinos. I mean, it's like, just go do it there, brother. Or I don't know. It's just it's so stupid because there's so many other ways you can get that gambling itch out without losing your career.
funny, just because you mentioned Jonte Porter, I just wanted to bring this up. Obviously, love the Michael Porter family. They've been through deep shit, especially these last couple of years. I think Jonte Porter, one of his friends, got arrested in the airport the other day. They said they found a egregious amount of cash, along with other. They said a cash amount and then an actual amount. I don't know how they calculated like the actual amount. Like, I don't know if they like made him open up his like DraftKings account or something. But I guess they found some text messages also. Jonte Porter from April 4th, when he did get suspended from, when he got banned from basketball for the remainder of his life. He texted in a group chat, I might just get hit with the RICO.
Oh, man.
I don't know if he's referencing the Drake Meek Mill track from years ago, or if he thinks if he actually thinks he's going to get brought down on the RICO charge. I promise you, they don't give a shit that much. They're trying to get Diddy. They're trying to get Trump.
Yeah.
They're not trying to get you, Jonte Porter.
They're trying to get drug dealers. They're not trying to get you, bro.
I promise. So yeah, no, a lot of people getting banned for life for years just for betting on sports, which not allowed to do when you play professional sports.
Yep.
Just keep your money, All right.
Take care of your chickens.
Yeah. Take care of your family. All right, Caden, your cold brew hot topic.
My hot topic is that we should not be making these sports shows or movies so close to whenever they happened. It's too fresh. I remember what they looked like. Like, whenever you watch an old, like, they make a TV show or whatever about an old, like, even the Lakers one was rough, I think, too.
What was that
Winning
called?
Times,
Winning
I think.
Time, yep.
I think that one was even rough, and like it was better because it, like you said, it's been so long. You're like, yeah, that could have looked like him. But whenever you got Dak Curry, it's like I can't watch it.
Tell the people what you're referencing.
The new Clippers.
It's called Clipped.
Documentary.
It's called Clipped.
Clipped about, what was his name? Sterling.
Donald Sterling.
Donald Sterling. Yep. But the few of the clips
on
that came
Hulu.
out,
On Hulu. No plug.
And a few of the clips have came out, and it's egregious to look at. It's terrible. It makes you not even want to watch it, really.
Some of the pictures, we'll put in a couple just for reference, just so we make sure that some people understand. The Clippers, like the Los Angeles Lakers did on HBO, make Winning Time about Dr. Bus, Magic, all them. The Clippers made, or not the Clippers, somebody made a show on the Clippers from the era of Lob City when Donald Sterling got outed as a racist owner. And they have characters that are supposed to resemble Doc Rivers, Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green even has one. They're some of the funniest looking people when they tried to dress these normal actors in NBA uniforms. It is hilarious. We'll definitely put a couple of the pictures in.
A little bit of an all-American vibe.
Oh, it's terrible. Like, it's worse than Winning Time, I think. Magic's actor looked a lot like him.
I thought Magic's was pretty good
in Winning Time.
But the thing, like I said, these players are all still playing almost. Like,
I think the only one that's retired is Blake Griffin, and he literally just retired like 2 months ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And just God knows where Donald Sterling is right now. Hopefully in hell, but I don't know where he's at. I think he's still alive, but Doc Rivers is still somehow coaching. Chris Paul is somehow still in the NBA. DeAndre Jordan's a legend. Shout out you. Steph, Klay, obviously. I agree. It's really weird that they made it this soon. Like, it's only been, I think the Lob City Clippers was like 2013.
Yeah.
It's like 11 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense to me. I'm actually hopefully going to watch the show maybe tonight.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate because I haven't really seen him on Twitter just yet, and I'm on my computer trying to look it up, and all I'm getting is the shitty pilot from a 2015 show called Clipped.
Look at the Hulu.
Yeah, I've tried every inclination of that name of that show, and I'm just seeing Ashley Tisdale cutting hair. So I'm gonna have to look into it a little later.
I think I'm gonna use your Hulu account to actually watch it tonight.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you for that. All right, my last cold brew hot topic: NFL players making terrible NBA player money. Christian McCaffrey, Jared Goff, Justin Jefferson, all people that have gotten recent extensions. There's a couple more. Amon-Ra, a couple other ones. Jared Goff got a substantial amount, 4 years, $212 million, $113 million guaranteed. That's a good number. Christian McCaffrey, probably I'd say a top 10 player in the NFL if we're just looking at NFL players.
Yeah.
I'd say he's a top 10 player. He just got signed to a 2-year, $38 million extension, 24 guaranteed. That averages about 19 a year. I believe Bruce Brown makes $20.5 million a year. He's probably not even a top 75 player in the NBA. I think Tony Snell had a $40 million contract at some point in his career.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially when you look at basketball, they play a significantly larger amount of games, which probably does factor into it a little bit. But this is just the first step in a huge staircase of players wanting more money.
Oh,
because it's just like, he gets paid this much, and he's like, well, I'm better than him. He got paid like that. I should get paid more, and that cycle is just gonna continue forever. Like by the time in 10 years, these players are gonna be making maybe $500 million for
NBA players?
No, NFL players.
We'll see.
But I mean, like at the rate that this is going, I mean, it's not that wild.
I think NBA players are set to make, I think, $500 million by, I think it's like 2026, whenever the new TV deals come into place.
Yeah.
Which, news today, after this next upcoming season, so after the 2025 season, the NBA is near, I think they already completed it. This was, a couple hours ago. $76 billion media revenue deal with ESPN, NBC, and Amazon. Mm-hmm. Those contracts are going to be insane for NBA players.
Yeah.
Last thing I just wanted to cap on, Justin Jefferson. The best wide receiver in football right now. There's zero question about that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably also a top 10 player in the NFL. 4 years, $140 million extension with the Vikings, $88.7 million guaranteed. I believe that was the largest non-quarterback contract ever in the NFL. It was the same contract as him? Jordan Poole for the Washington Wizards. 4 years, $140. And guess what? Jordan Poole, all of his money's guaranteed.
Yeah.
He's seeing all $140.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just thought it was funny to bring back this topic that the best players in the NFL make NBA role player money or NBA sort of role player money.
Yeah, and I think, the last little thing before we get out of here, I want to hear some opinions, especially since TNT is no longer going to be showing games. Who's going to go get them? Who's going to go get the Inside TNT crew? My guess is Amazon. I think Amazon is about to shell out a bag to go get them.
They better not.
I think you're 100% correct. I didn't even think about that, but
I think all those other ESPN and what was the other one?
NBC.
They already have crews.
NBC doesn't really have a basketball crew though.
Yeah, but they probably have guys.
If fucking Mike Tirico's calling basketball games, I'm gonna lose my mind.
They do have guys though, whereas in Amazon this is a clean slate for them.
Yep.
So I could really see Amazon, Mr. Bezos going out and shelling out a bag for these guys because they're going somewhere. There's no way that they're just gonna go, all right, that was a fun run.
They're all going somewhere except for Ernie. Ernie's not leaving. He said he's Turner Sports for life, which sucks.
Yeah, but that's also fair. I mean, that's where he's been his whole career. That's and who knows how much longer he really has on TV. So.
He's getting old anyway. But no offense to Ernie. I mean, obviously, we'd all rather see him with that squad. But all we really need is Kenny and Chuck and Shaq. Just with any host, honestly, it could be. They got to figure out. I think the best. This will never happen. But just imagine if ESPN somehow gets them. They can shell out everybody besides pretty much Stephen A. Stephen A. can have his own show keep him away from the TNT guys, please. Far, far away. Mm-hmm. Dude, Pat McAfee with those three.
That would be insane. But I feel like
you don't need the thing is we can have Ernie, not Ernie, if Ernie doesn't go, whatever. Kenny, Chuck, and Shaq, you can have them talk about any sport. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter who the host is. Everybody will tune in just to watch them talk about whatever the hell they're talking about. Yeah. They can talk about football.
Yeah.
Baseball, hockey. Oh. I'd watch.
Soccer?
No. Cricket. No. I would tune in, man. I think everybody would. I'm very sad to hear about that. It does suck. I don't know how much money. I don't know why TNT didn't put in a bigger bid. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're just the NBA is not enough, especially now that TNT has NFL games this year, which I think it's around Christmas.
They might have kind of just had to pick one. I think they decided that NFL might just be more profitable for them.
I hope Adam Silver knows that the inside the NBA crew is a lot more valuable than he thinks.
Yeah.
The in-season tournament, who cares? People watch basketball strictly because of the inside the NBA crew, and it's gonna be sad. At least we have one whole year. Mm-hmm. We'll have to enjoy it. I think they're gonna be very unleashed and very uncensored for their last year, especially Charles Barkley. Oh, yeah. You're giving him an excuse now. He was already bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm very sad about that. So I guess I'll have to enjoy the next year
Yep.
while we have it.
Mhm.
All right. Well, any last words to say to the people?
I don't think so.
Just go into every day with a happy smile.
Yeah, try to. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. God is good. Life is good. Go tell somebody you love them. You might just make their day. Peace.
Peace.